shout out. First of all, shout out to all my subscribers. And for those who haven't yet, please subscribe. Thank you very much for your support. This is the story of a couple where the man leaves her husband to enjoy the company of someone else's spouse. Meanwhile, the woman is also deceiving her husband and engaging with another man. At the beginning of the movie, we see a beautiful flight attendant named April. She's wearing earphones and listening to music. Suddenly, a man sits beside her. He is Manuel. He is also listening to music using earphones. Manuel noticed that April had a problem with playing her music, so he helped her. April smiled at him and then they parted ways after that. But fate brought them together again because they were both on the same plane. April approached Manuel with a child in tow and said to Manuel that the seat was for the child. The child sat by the window. April said that the child was alone, traveled, and he was assigned by the child's parents to look after the kid. So as the child's seatmate, Manuel is now responsible for taking care of him. A few minutes later, after takeoff, Manuel approached April. April asked him why he still wasn't sleeping.
Manuel answered
that he couldn't sleep during the trip. April asked him why he was traveling. Manuel said he's making wine and it's a business trip. That's the reason for his travel. While they were talking, they saw another flight attendant kissing a man. They smiled at that scene. Suddenly, the plane shook. Manuel asked if that kind of shaking was normal, and April answered yes. It's normal during the flight. Manuel asked April, what if we kissed here? Would that be normal too? Before April could answer, the flight attendant who was kissing earlier came out, so Manuel left. But after a few moments, he returned to April. April told him that he shouldn't keep coming back. Manuel asked April about her tattoo. April shared that it was a reminder of her ex. She also showed him another tattoo on her thigh. When Manuel tried to touch it, April told him to back off. Suddenly, the plane experienced turbulence, so Manuel fell. April caught him. They kissed right there. After that, Manuel invited April to dinner. April agreed. When the plane landed, April waited for Manuel, but because of a problem at customs, the passengers were not allowed to disembark immediately. Manuel and April had no contact numbers, so they never saw each other again. 7 years passed. April got married to a man named Bruno, a rock star, and they already have a child named Manuel, who is also married to a woman whose name is Laura, and they have a daughter. Bruno is always traveling because of his concerts, while April continues to work as a flight attendant. They are often traveling more than staying at home. One day, April was assigned to a flight bound for
Colombia.
Yes, Manuel is also going there for his business. By fate and chance, they both checked into the same hotel. There, April saw Manuel. She avoided acknowledging him and immediately walked away, but was blocked by Manuel, who asked, "Have you forgotten about me?" April replied, "Not really." Manuel said, "I was looking for you, but I didn't see you." Manuel invited April to lunch and she agreed. While eating, April said she waited for 5 hours that day.
Manuel explained
that they weren't allowed to leave the airport then. April tried to call her husband, but she had no phone signal. Afterwards, April showed Manuel the photo of her husband and child. Manuel also showed a picture of his family. April said, "Finally, you found true love."
Manuel replied,
"We could have been each other's true love, but it seems destiny had other plans." Here, Manuel said, April loved him from the moment they met on the plane. April responded, "Just because of one kiss, you already loved me?" After saying this, April left. That evening, April attended her boss's party. To her surprise, Manuel was also there. He was just looking at her. April approached Manuel and invited him to dance. After the dance, they went to a quiet place. April was about to kiss Manuel on the cheek, but he suddenly kissed her on the lips. They couldn't hold back their feelings anymore, but in the end, April managed to stop herself. The next day, April saw Manuel showing samples of his work, drinks for the clients. After that, They met again and went sightseeing together. While talking, April suddenly kissed Manuel. When they returned to the hotel, it ended with applause. That's when Manuel gave April a ring as a gift. But Manuel's wife suddenly called. She said on the phone that he was in a meeting. April felt sad. In her mind, they were just the same, both deceiving their spouses. Manuel noticed April's sadness and asked if she was upset because of her husband's call. April said, "It's not because of the call. I'm sad because we are both cheating on our partners, and we have no future." After saying this, April left. Days passed. But Manuel could no longer concentrate at work. He constantly thought about April and looked at her photo. He couldn't take it anymore. That's why he messaged April. But April rejected him, and Manuel became sad again. In the next scene, you'll see Laura, Manuel's wife, captured in a shot. Bruno's photo, April's husband, arrived. April also came along. With Bruno, April and Manuel met again. While Laura and Bruno were busy with the photo shoot, Manuel approached April and attempted to attract this. He invited April to his room, but April got angry and left. However, in the end, she still couldn't resist and went back to Manuel's room. They applauded each other again. While this was happening, April forgot to pick up her child from school, so Bruno was forced to do it. This made April realize that she was gradually drifting away from her family because of her physical desires. Meanwhile, Laura showed Manuel the photo of April. Clearly, she could see from her husband's expression that there was something between them. Laura confronted Manuel, and she admitted that she wanted to tell the truth. Manuel said, "Sometimes these kinds of things really happen." But Laura boldly replied, "To me, things like that don't happen." April could no longer bear the weight of her conscience. She confessed everything to Bruno. Bruno was furious and shouted, "I can't forgive you." April said, "I'm leaving you." After this, April messaged Manuel. They decided to meet at the airport. While they were in the taxi, Manuel suddenly got out. It was clear his mind was troubled. Inside the taxi, April watched him. As he walked away, she realized that Manuel couldn't leave his family. She messaged Manuel, "I'm not meeting you." Upon reading this, Manuel was deeply saddened. April, on the other hand, returned to their home, and they never saw each other again, because they both knew that they could never truly be together. And this is where their story ends. A story left unfinished. A love that was never fulfilled. Please subscribe, because every subscriber is my inspiration to continue.